I'm John Crawford. Welcome to Flashback, where we take a look back at local stories from years gone by. Back in June of 2002, the Northwest was in the midst of spring flooding when much of Old Remo near Terrace was underwater. And I found out firsthand that there are hazards in covering a story like this.
By yesterday, the water levels at Old Remo had come up dramatically to the point where the bridge approaches to the Robin Road area were waterlogged, and Robin Road itself had turned into a creek. The water was deep enough that a couple of local residents, Brent and Leanne Rogers, offered to give me a tour by motorboat of the flood area. Except for the odd road sign, you would never know a road was underneath you. The scene is quite incredible. Water up to the houses all along Robin Road, and of course, basements flooded. Livestock had been evacuated too, although a few peacocks and chickens had to settle for a balcony view. The road into the Old Remo fishing lodge looked more like part of the Skeena, which flows adjacent. It was very tough to tell where the river stopped and the land began. The whole experience tended to put one in mind of riding through the Everglades. You almost expected an alligator to come sliding through the water. There were numerous hazards, such as low-lying tree branches, debris in the water. There was the risk of bottoming out, and maybe the biggest risk of all, encountering someone who was out doing the same thing you were.
Okay.
Everybody okay? Luckily, everybody was okay, but after that encounter, we decided it was time to head back, and so did those in the other boat, though first they decided to do something to calm themselves. Meanwhile, to the north, the Provincial Emergency Program was shoring up the Queensway Dike, which was undergoing some erosion from the fast-flowing river.
So basically, we're just installing some riprap on the end of the dike, and just to armor it and put a little bit of sand there for future if they need it. And at this point, it looks like that's going to hold things as long as the river doesn't come up too much.
Today, the situation is not quite as bad, but nobody thinks the worst is over yet.
Old Remo is coming down as we speak, and so we continue to monitor the situation very, very closely, because if we see that rise again, we want to continue to encourage people to leave, and we're not encouraging anybody to return to their homes at this point until we get a better sense of where we're going with the river levels.
John Crawford, First News, Old Remo.